Hey there, gamers, racers, and motorsports fans. Welcome to another video here on A+ Sim Racing. In this episode of Praga Hotlaps, we're at Autodromo Algarve, better known as Portimao. Over the years, Portimao has hosted many different kinds of motorsport events, from sports cars and endurance racing to touring cars, motorcycles, open wheelers of many categories, including Formula One. This is one of the free circuits in RaceRoom, so I've been lapping it for longer than many of the others, so I am a little bit more confident here than most other tracks. But that's not to say that I'm particularly fast. There's still definitely room for improvement. For this hot lapping session, it didn't take me very long to get up to pace and easily beating my GT3 time on this track. And then I kept pushing and slowly started closing the gap to the faster drivers that are ahead of me on the leaderboard. And I recognized some of their names from either community events or from the leaderboard on other tracks, and I know I'm definitely going to be a couple of seconds slower than the fast guys at the top of the leaderboard for this track. I'm still going to give it 100% effort and try to get in the top 10 on this leaderboard. I think that's possible, so let's get into the Praga and see if we can do that. Here we are on the main straight at Portimao. The first braking zone is going to be downhill, so I'll brake a little bit before the 100 board. It'll be on the left. We get ready to trail brake into the right-hander. Get back on the throttle a little bit until you know you're stable, and then you go all the way. Then we brake again for this sharp right-hander, careful not to lock up. And as we come through this turn, you move the car slightly over to the right to open up the next turn. Ease off the throttle just a little bit as you're coming over that crest so you don't spin your wheels. Now we have a short straight with a hairpin at the end. Look for the marker boards on the right, and I brake just after the 100 board. Get it turned in and get back on the throttle when you're lined up with the exit curbs. Now the track will curve to the left, and at the end of this curve we have a right-hand kink. You do have to slow down just a little bit, but keep on the throttle gently. Drive through, and then slow down the car, get down to second gear for this right-hander that goes up the hill. Be careful not to use too much throttle or you will spin the rears and go around there. As we come up this hill, I keep to the left and get ready to brake. I aim for the curb on the inside, and I treat this as a double apex. On this corner exit going downhill, it's really easy to spin the rear, so be careful on the throttle. I'm not particularly good at this next turn, so we downshift to second, get the car turned in. You can't see the exit curb, so it's a little bit tricky. Now we're going to turn in and try and keep close to the inside curb and then line up with the exit on the left. And now we're going to get ready for this blind right-hander. You have to turn in at the right time, otherwise you'll wash really wide and you won't have good speed coming down the finish straight. And that is a lap at Portimao in the Praga R1. Let's see what kind of time we got.
You've just done a 142.6.
And now let's take a look at how the AI at level 110 laps Portimao. that lap was a 141.8. So there were a few differences that I noticed. First, at turn 1, the AI was braking just a little bit later than I was, and they seemed to carry a little bit more speed on the exit of that turn. Then the other slower speed turns, they were a little bit quicker than me. The hairpin that follows the next straight, they used first gear instead of keeping it in second. And when they approached, I think it's called Craig Jones, they lined up with the curb on the inside as opposed to keeping to the left and trying to round off the braking and turn. But other than that, I think it was pretty close. It was less than a second behind, which as far as the bar that I've set for myself is within acceptable limits. I usually try and be 1 to 2 seconds behind depending on the track, but because this is a track that I know quite a bit better than most others, I was kind of hoping to be a lot closer to the AI. So I might have to go back and do another session to try and improve my lap time by maybe another couple of tenths. But I'm definitely not expecting to be on the top of the leaderboard for this one, especially seeing some of the names of the drivers that are ahead of me. They're definitely faster. So I'll have to be satisfied with what I got for now, and I'll just keep on working on my laps and try and improve over time. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.